Sound check.
Yes. The players buying their points. Players buying their points. Yes. How can you get points?
Just give me a minute. Just recognize somebody. I'll call you. You can send anyone, give him money, then it's fine. Yeah.
The guy was
And update looking at the screen.
another one. But
Who was you can see.
Want him to play game? Eh? Why is it? Why is it? Eh? Yeah, we want him to play game.
Yes. This is for me. And then take it. Meaning take this that's for me. One second. Yeah, because
A very good afternoon, dear viewers. Welcome to Lusaka. Welcome to Billiards Cafe. Welcome to Zambia. Welcome to Southern Africa. Welcome to the third edition of the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Classic Competition. The thing that might be either a beauty or a misfortune about this year's competition is that the two players who finished off as finalists last year, number 1 and 2 respectively, are now meeting in the round of last 64 in the winners category. All the way from Malawi, the shock victor, the shock winner, the surprise package, but by far and by a big distance, the best player from last year's competition, STANFORD GRIEVEN Ginte from the Republic of Malawi, did beat Ibrahim SEJJEMBA in that very memorable final. If I'm not mistaken, did end 7-3 because it was in the winners. Sorry, it ended 9-4 in the winners category. That match was won by Ginte. Ibra did have to beat Ginte twice in the final. He didn't beat him even once, and yet they get a chance to meet again at the start of the tournament in the following year. My name, on behalf of the Advanced Talent Agency, is Peter Chobe. One frame has been played and has been won by the Malawian in STANFORD GRIEVEN against the Ugandan in Ibrahim SEJJEMBA. Once again, they are racing to 9 for a place in the round of last 32 with 2 lives intact. If that is, that means that is for the player who wins this match. And one thing I have to tell you as a story is that right after last year's final, from the following day and the days that followed, Ibra was really looking for Ginte at least to have him play in a money match. And Ginte did all what he could to avoid Ibra. For now, there is no way to hide for Ibra, but also there is no way to hide for Ginte. One of these players has to drop to the losers bracket as long as they are not the first to 9, but also one of these players has to qualify for the round of last 32 with the 2 lives intact. Now, here is the defending champion. By last year, a surprise package, but for now, he is a respected shooter on the African continent. He has to avoid the curse of being called a one-hit wonder, which many fans on social media are giving him that unfortunate name. He has a chance to win a second as good as he did last year, because I remember that he won the first 2 frames. For now, Ginte 1, Ibrahim nil, press to 9, Malawi 1, Uganda nil, SADC 1, East African Community nil. Here is Ginte with a prospect to make it 2 in right the second frame against the player who is supposed to be the favorite, Ibra, but then only once have they faced off, and it is this guy that has won. And a clip of a shot that was the best shot of the tournament from the event last year was played by Ginte on Ibra. For now, he's up against the black. Will the attempt, which is most likely a successful attempt for himself and for Malawi to go 2 games up, there is the roll of the black to the center pocket. Ginte 2, Ibra nil, rest to 9. And guys, as you watch from the ATA platform, please accept our apologies for buffering images. The network of Zimbabwe is too poor. While the ATA team did arrive in the country 3 days ago, they've been here for 3 days. They've explored all the best available network that has still been not good enough. All network providers and all the best that they can provide. I'm being informed that because the network is also facilitated by the availability of electricity, and it is very dry season at the end of the year, the month of November in Zimbabwe. I'm being informed that so many months without a single drop of rain. River Kariba and the Kariba Dam is almost empty, and there is no abundance of supply of water, which is affecting, of course, the abundance of supply of hydroelectric power, which is also affecting the abundance of supply of sharp network. because government has to use generators which have to be pumped with expensive fuel. That is why network in the country is absolutely down. But Ginte is not absolutely down. He's trying to do something that he has done before, exactly 1 year ago. Before, when Ginte did take down Ibra in the final, when Ibra was the favorite, he's attempting to do exactly the same. What a pull of the white ball backwards. That is the round of applause. Just listen to it. Ginte 3 by single visit clearance and Ibra nil. And as you watch the live stream of the classic competition at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka, Zambia, be reminded that the Advanced Talent Agency has secured rights for broadcast of this competition. And yes, while the agency has let other private streamers like myself stream some of the matches at this round from the quarterfinals onwards, which will be on Sunday, the entirety of the tournament will be only and only on this site, the ATA platform. That is what TV rights security is all about. A dry break again comes to haunt Ibra. The more Ginte gets to win a game, the more he increases his lead, the more likely that he could win against Ibra. Again, sometimes history in sports does repeat itself. Looks like it is on the verge of repeating itself. Looks like the Malawian, who have been told frequents himself in Zimbabwe quite a while, could take down the Ugandan again as long as he can win 6 more games, including this one, before Ibra wins 9. He gained a little bit of more sporting discipline in Ginte than he was last year. He was never playing competitions. He was only a hustler, in his own words, when he was interviewed on my Facebook page after playing in that final. He said, I'm a hustler. He was only moving around between Malawi and Zimbabwe and Zambia, playing many matches with players from that country, and he was always so selective of his choice of opponents. He wasn't playing against the better players until his manager, he got a manager who decided to say that, Ginte, you know what? You are better than playing just those hustle games. You can be good enough for tournaments. And the very first big competition in which he was registered, the guy just won it. Actually, the match I remember, he did beat Uganda's Glorious Senyenjo in the second round, 9-1. At this very venue last year. Then I asked Glorious, who has beaten you with that kind of score? He said, the guy I don't know, but I've been told he's from Malawi. He's just been importing everything. Then we started following Ginte in that tournament. Before we knew, he was in the quarterfinals and he was having the biggest margins of victory in the competition. Then he took down whoever he could take down, the likes of Victor. Now he is about to take down Ibra. As long as he keeps shooting this good, it is possible. And as long as Ibra remains unfortunate on the break, he needs to put that ball to the corner pocket close to your screen, but with big backspin on the white, moving the entire length of the table backwards. That's why he has to stretch his body, having to tuck in his t-shirt properly to take this difficult shot. Could get snookered here. Yes, he is snookered for once. Ibra is lucky. The skill was right for Ginte, but just a little bit unfortunate. And the yellows are so well split, well spread, that if he fouls, you fancy Ibra for making a single visit clearance. What a spin! My goodness! Entertainment with a capital E. Stanford GRIEVEN Ginte. Entertaining the way he did last year is exactly the same way he's doing this year. With what a massive shot white ball coming round Ibra's yellow and finding black, not only finding it but also potting it. Ginte 4, Ibra nil, rest 9. Now, are we looking at Ginte on an attempt to make it 5-0 up against the guy that is supposed to be one of the finest shooters on the African continent today? It is 4-0 in very little time taken. He's playing like a very confident person, but has a face of someone who is a little bit worried of his opponent, even though Ginte is leading. The more he wins, the better he shoots, the more pressure grows on Ibra, the more likely it is that Ginte will take down Ibra for the second time into what a backspin. Now this one is entertainment with a capital E. He now has that black ball, which he will simply be rolling. That one is a player of this level. A realistically simple cut of the black ball to the corner pocket on the top left of your screen. White ball will surely be safe. Goes for the corresponding corner pocket on the bottom right and cuts it equally good. What a pot of the black ball. It is now 5 for Ginte and 0 for Ibra. And the culture of tipping players has spread from Ibra's country of Uganda now to Zambia, because the fans will definitely be supporting Ginte, because most of them, by the way, see him on a regular basis, because he normally likes to frequent himself in Zimbabwe and Zambia, playing many matches. And of course, the relationship between the tribes in Zimbabwe and in Malawi and Zambia, actually they can speak, they can listen to each other as they speak. You wouldn't fault them for supporting one whom they can identify with as their own. Ibra did arrive in this country on the evening of Tuesday. Today is Friday. Since then, he hasn't stepped a foot at the venue until a few hours ago, when he knew that he had a match. He's quite reserved in real life, not very social. Some of the fans mistake that for arrogance or pride, which is not exactly the case. He's a very Ibra is a very down-to-earth soul, but reserved. Someone who doesn't like to speak so many words unless he is with someone who is a peer of his. And when you find him with someone who is confident to speak with, to share a story with, you will be amazed at how much he speaks and how much he laughs. But how much he plays today has been very questionable. Even in this frame, when he has gotten a chance to try and win this frame and go and pull one back, he just failed even to close the table. Now he is becoming Ibra, a shadow of himself, and Ginte is restricting Ibra almost to a spectator in a match in which Ibra is involved as a player. Now Ginte going for number 6 in no time wasted. The Malawian from Blantyre, to make himself happy again, to try and remain in the tournament where he is defending champion, with a chance to win a 6 out of 6 with one beautiful shot. This one is not a bad shot. He has sight of the black, which you most likely want to put to the corner pocket on the top right, maybe on the top of your screen. There is the shot. You'll probably be using power. He went for power, but the precision was even more than the power. It was accurate, it was beautiful, it was a 6-0. Ibrahim Sejjemba 0, Stanford GRIEVEN 6.
Timeout is in order. Timeout in order.
Once again, IBRA 0, Ginte 6, timeout. IBRA, the match is resuming in 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. They did go. They did go. They are not game.
Just been corrected that timeout will be in order, maybe after one more frame, which is this frame, which is a frame that Ibra is playing as though he must win at all costs. Ginte needs 3 and Ibra needs 9 out of 11 games, something that is quite unrealistic when you talk about being realistic for a player that can shoot as good as Ibra. For once, for the very first time in this match, on an Ibra perspective, at least Ginte fouls.
Yeah, but when you're done, the thing is, abantu balya nabo bakimanya abadde
needing now to put 3 consecutive yellows. Even then, it is my opinion that Ibra will still remain in danger when he makes it 1 as compared to 6. But if he can find a way of winning this match, then it will be one of the most memorable that Africa will be talking about for months, if not years. Now, on 2 yellows and a black, which is there for the taking. His first big win, Ibra, in his career as a very young teenager in this country at this venue. He did defeat Victor Sinyiza in 2017 in the Matthew Ngulube double elimination annual championship, which now of course got reborn and renamed into the Billiards Cafe Classic competition. He can call himself a former champion of this event, notwithstanding the change of name of the event. For now, Ibrahim Sejjemba 1 and Stanford GRIEVEN 6. The organizers for some of the matches are deciding to go with the auto umpire, players officiating themselves. It is permitted in black ball rules, which we are using, that each player is the umpire of their opponent. But before decisions are made, they always have to discuss between themselves and agree. Of course, these are top players, they cannot fight like chicks. But of course, organizers are seeing, and of course, the cameras of the Advanced Talent Agency, which are monitoring this game shot by shot. But for this shot that has been played, for the disadvantage of Ibra, has been a dry break. Normally when Ibra breaks dry, matches don't go his way. And Ginte has the ability, coupled with the arrogance, to play one color and put the other. Of course, on an open table, it closes the table and the player is on the color of balls that they have potted, which are the blues. And yet, unfortunately for Ginte, he misses a shot when it wasn't expected at this level against a player of Ibra's caliber, with a chance to make it 7. Thank you, dear viewers, for subscribing to the Advanced Talent Agency platform with an aim to professionalize African sport by monetizing these matches, because it is the only way that the players can benefit from their talents monetarily. In this one, TV rights have been bought off by the agency to the organizers, and it is part of the prizes that these players are contesting for. And in return, the agency gets back their money, or some of it, or whatever, through your subscriptions. That is how it works worldwide, but in a professional way. So it is an idea, in my opinion, that you can embrace. After all, it's not for all of the matches. The free streams are always available in some comps. Even in this one, while the ATA has full streaming rights for the event, they are letting other streamers like myself and others stream matches on other tables and only taking the TV rights on the main center table. But from the quarterfinals onwards, all of the matches in the championship will be streamed only on the ATA platform. Now, Ibrahim Sejjemba is being played a little bit out of sorts by Ginte. He's not one of those players, Ibra, who is so synonymous with comebacks in matches. I'm just trying to and force myself remember a match when he did make a big comeback to win a match of this magnitude. Maybe a match between himself and Bwani Kamansu, where Bwani Kamansu led 5-0, racing to 21 in Kampala about 2 years ago. That match was eventually won by Ibra. He actually repeated the fate twice against the same player, coming back at one time in the match, and the results being absolutely the same. Here is Ibra. You can just imagine the pressure on his shoulders. I'm not so sure he celebrated his 25th birthday. Last time I checked, he was 24. Real age, not sportsman age, but real age. But yet already a very experienced lad, because he became such a big star in the game at a very young age. I've just been telling you that as far back as 6 years ago, he did win a tournament of this magnitude. This same tournament, probably the first edition, 100,000 kwacha he did win. Since then, he has never looked back as one of, without a shadow of a doubt, Africa's top players. But one guy who has always given him a bloody nose is this guy he is playing against, that is Stanford GRIEVEN. And Ibra is realizing that he needs all the quality, all of the experience that has made him a top player for all of these years to simply stand a chance, because he could play very well and could still lose this match, because Ginte needs only 3 games to make it that far. That means he has it in his hands. After all, he has more than 3 frames to break, and he's more than capable of break and finish. But for this one, looks like more or less certain that Ibra is finishing this yellow frame. Here is 1 yellow, as if needing big spin on the white ball, bouncing off the cushion and then moving the other direction. I think that will do. It did not move leftwards enough, but he will be okay with this one against the black for the second time, and makes it 2 for himself against 6 for Ginte in a race to 9 for a place in the round of last 32 of the ongoing Billiards Cafe Classic double elimination competition.
Even though you put the mic here, do with this, do with this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the biggest match in the opening rounds of the Billiards Cafe Classic Double Elimination Annual Competition at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka, Zambia, where Malawi's Stanford GRIEVEN is leading, is having history repeat itself, leading Ibrahim SEJJEMBA of Uganda 6-2 in a race to 9 for a place in the round of last 16 with 2 lives intact. First time out of the match once again, Ginte 6 and Ibra 2. Once again, dear viewers, in this big match, it sometimes happens in sports. That's why sports is sometimes unfair. Just think about it. The two players who faced off in the final last year, the guys who made the final that was won by Ginte, are this time facing only in the earlier rounds. Of course, for Ginte, it is the second round because the tournament attracted less than 128 players. So some of the players in the round of 128 did get walkovers to the round of 64, which these guys are playing now. Therefore, Ginte did win his match. I do remember 9-5. I was only watching from afar. And then Ibra got a bye to this round. He had no opponent. The two players having to find themselves face off in what is Ginte's second round, but also what is Ibra's first round in terms of on-table competition. And yet it looks as though the guy who is in his second round maybe used that first match to warm up for this one, and he has so far been working out. That is good. Bank shot by Ibra. He gets a round of applause from the fans, of course. The Zambians are not new to Ibrahim SEJJEMBA. He's been resident in this country for about a year. In 2022, and he won a few competitions playing for Sharks Pool Club. Here he is on the block and makes it 3 for himself and 6 for Stanford GRIEVEN in a race to 9.
Okay, now. Mom. First one is wait.
It is starting to look possible. I don't know if it is likely, but comebacks in sports are not very usual. The manner in which Ginte won the competition last year was the same exact manner that he won the first 6 frames, just potting everything and winning clean and smart. But Ibra is showing that he has got the fight in him. He has been really longing for a match with Ginte Ibra for most of the time this year. The chance has come, but the chance is a doubtable chance for Ibra. Actually, at one time we were just having a discussion with Ibra, and then he told me that for Ginte, even if they were playing just a token is where the players insert a token in the table and then they play with no costs attached. So he was telling me that for as long as it is a chance to play with Ginte, he's really longing for it. And he was not worried of this draw at all. Actually, he was all smiles before the match. But the smile has just disappeared a little bit because the Malawian is the guy in the lead. It was 6-0 before, right now 6-3. Yes, it is possible. It has to take Ginte playing not good enough. It will also have to take Ibra playing exceptionally well to stand a chance to win, for Ibra to win 6 more before Ginte can win 3. Crucial shot this one for Ibra to put the corner pocket. Sorry, Ginte. And he misses. And gives Ibra a chance to have a fast ball, which is relatively easy to put, that yellow ball, to try and put the corner to the center pocket. Now on the left, according to the camera angle. White ball moves just a little bit rightwards, and as long as it does, then he will have 1 or 2 options of yellows to pot. This one looks poised for a frame. Ibra could make a clearance of and make it to 4. Put Ginte under some realistic pressure to make it realistic a bit that he could win this match. Seems like the majority of the Zambians are neutral fans who are just enjoying, but there are some who are supporting Ginte passionately. There are also a few of the Ugandan community living in Zambia who are among the fans and definitely supporting their own in Ibra. (6-3), and yes, because of the very poor network throughout the capital of Lusaka, the ATA decided not to have the lower third scoreboard, and they decided to go analog using our usual flippy scoreboard. The 6 on the left in blue is for Ginte for Malawi. The red on the right in red is for Ibra of Uganda, who has this ball to roll to the corner pocket, white ball bouncing off the cushion, which it does. Now has 2 more yellows to try and pot to both corresponding center pockets on the right and left of the screen respectively. Better still, he may draw the white ball backwards to play the second yellow to the corner pocket, also on the right, which he does. White ball moves further than having it to the center pocket, corner pocket, but also center pocket on the right will do. Trying to put both yellows to the same center pocket. His only problem is the little control of the white ball that he needs, either drawing it slightly backwards or slight top spin, white ball following the yellow. Nonetheless, to have vision of that black ball, is just changing his mind, contemplating between 2 shots, either backspin or top spin. Shouldn't lose sight of the black ball, as if he's playing little back spin here. And misses. A painful miss. But more a more realistic miss that this match could be poised in the way of Ginte. I always like to say that in such matches like this one, big as it is, it always has its own turning point as the match itself. And if Ibrahim is to lose this match, he may contemplate that moment as the turning point, because he was just about to win a fourth in a row, and yet in the next moment after miss of that yellow ball to the center pocket, it will turn into a frame that is being won by his opponent. Ibra off the cushion. Very good pot of the ball. Off two cushions. Onto the yellow. And white ball moves naturally. That one could easily surpass the spin mass shot by Ginte earlier in the match as the best shot of the tournament so far, as Ibra now misses the black. What a match. Brilliance and blunder in the same moment. And a frame like this, in a situation like this, a tournament like this, against an opponent like this, you just don't think that Ginte will be returning the favor back to Ibra. For missing that black, I think Ibra will be guilty as charged. Ginte, over the last year, the look has become a little bit bigger in body size. That means money has been coming to his pocket. That is the African assumption. One thing that is not an assumption is that he will be winning this frame. STANFORD given Ginte 7, Ibrahim SEJJEMBA 3. Rest to 9, it means that Ginte needs 2, while Ibra needs the whole of 6 of the remaining 7 frames. Now, an overwhelming favorite, Ginte, to take Ibra down twice out of 2 tournaments, 1 year apart. The first time at the end of the tournament, the second time at the start of the same event. And yet he gets fair break. 1 yellow potted. A fairly good split of the balls, most especially the blues. We will definitely be going for blue. A little bit of a challenge, but nonetheless, he should surely put that blue ball to the corner pocket on now. The right, which he does, and has himself chance to put another. Put the one he's looking at, white ball opening up the second, which he also does. Yes, but now Ginte. Ginte 8, Ibra 3. The Ugandan has a mountain to climb, winning 6 frames before a shooter this good from Malawi wins 1. He needs 6 in a row or else drop to the losers bracket. By the way, Ibra, the tournament that he won, the very first he did win here, the very first edition of this season, he won it after losing out in the second round of his first life. He is on the verge of losing in the second round of his first life. The fans are chanting Ginte's name. For himself, Ginte now, also for Malawi, to make them proud once again, to lift their spirits once again. He was such a big joy for the entire Malawian community last year when he did win this event. I do remember that one of the sponsors who didn't know much about pool did donate to him a piece of land in Blantyre. That is how much they were happy with him. Now himself, after closing the table, because after a scratch on the break, the first shot leaves an open table, but Ginte is now on the yellows officially, and putting one by one, having only 4 left and a black. Only one yellow ball is a little bit of a problem yellow. That one near the center pocket closest to screen, which he gets a good white ball for now, because he will need to roll it to the center pocket on the bottom left of your screen, which if he does, one thing you can see happen is him making a clearance and defeating Ibra quite convincingly, quite comfortably, and quite consecutively. That is 2 times in a quick succession. Ginte now on the last yellow, in a range in which he will never miss. White ball bouncing off the cushion maybe twice, and then moving back towards the position it was initially. He has the black ball to himself to try and put it maybe to the center pocket on the right. It needs, however, a sharp cut, but cutting the ball sharp is one thing that Ginte does most. Goes for the corner pocket of the blue, and off he misses. A little bit of complacency, will I say a little bit of inexperience. He didn't take enough time. Decided to play a shot which was a little bit risky out of all his options. That was inexperience at its best. He allows Ibra chance to play again in this frame, allows Ibra chance to have a breath of fresh air, a new lease of life, a new reason to believe that he can take down this guy. It still won't be easy. Nonetheless, Ibra is way ahead of Ginte in terms of experience, and there are some stages where experience may be better than experiment. Ibra now on 3 blues. Going for the corner pocket. Pots, white ball bounces off the cushion and gets a straight one for one of his last blues, which he'll be potting no doubt to the center pocket. White ball having a little top spin, following the blue just a bit, such that the second blue he can take to the corner pocket on the left of your screen, which he is doing now. That one will be one, I think, the more painful of the 4 frames that Ginte is losing, because in this phenomena, Ibra cannot return the favor. Oops, that was close. Was it the commentator's curse for Ginte? Nonetheless, Ibra is up against the black in his 3rd return to the country of Zimbabwe, which black he sinks in, and white is safe, and Ibra is on 4, while Ginte is on 8 in a race to 9. That was Jeremiah Naido Jerry passing in front of your screen, and is going to be on the 2nd TV table match that will also be coming away on the ATA platform. Ibra to break. Ginte will inspect the rack of the balls as if the discussion was, come on, it is my break, and that is good sportsmanship from Ginte. I love that sportsmanship from Ginte because he was at liberty to leave Ibra break and play in his own turn, which will be tantamounting to a foul and loss of turn. But in Ginte's break, he has spotted the black ball. In black ball rules, it is a void break. And in that situation, the same player gets to break the same frame with no result, scores remaining the same. It is actually a good break. It is the best break in the ball. That is why it is not punished by anything in the regulations and rules. As long as black ball is put in the break, it is only the same player breaking the same frame again, irrespective of the movement of the other balls, irrespective of white ball where it is stopped. But this time white ball is spotted and black ball remains on the table. A scratch on the break, a foul on the break, an advantage to Ibra to make it 5. Disadvantage to Ginte. When one player needs one frame, another one needing 5, 6, I like to equate it to the analogy of climbing a mango tree, looking for that ripe mango that is at the top of the tree. Every time you come so close to getting it, it looks a little bit distant. You raise your hand, you can't get it, but you know that whatever the case may be, you will eventually get it and eat it. And that mango is frame number 9, and the guy that is on the top of the tree is Ginte. He will have it believing in himself that he will get that mango, but that mango Ibra is making it difficult for him to get it. Should Ibra grab that mango away from Ginte, it will be one of the more phenomenal results of his career, irrespective of the fact that it is only in the first round. He has gotten a few very good results of late, Ibra, winning the trilogy against Jeremiah Naido Gandagan of South Africa. 3 races to 21, all of which were for $1,000 US. Sorry, each of which was for $2,000 US. I like to beg your pardon. He lost the first one 21-20, then made a big comeback, winning the last 4 from 21-17 to 2017, to win 21-20 also, having a decider, which he this time won very convincingly against Jerry because it ended 21-12. But this one is at 8-4 and he is absolutely down. Whatever he's contemplating won't come easy. He just played away his ball. White ball had that effect of potting a ball he did not intend. He will remain queuing. Ibra now on 3 yellows and a black. Looks relatively a fair frame for Ibra to finish. Fair but not easy. Yes, the 3 yellows are in space just as much as the black, but that yellow ball which is near the black, now near the center pocket in the right, is a little bit of a problem if you can play it now. Yes, we are back again. Ibrahim SEJJEMBA trailing 8-4 against STANFORD GRIEVEN. That is from Malawi and Uganda respectively. Coming live next, an equally good, maybe not as good, maybe even better piece of action on the ATA platform. Arguably the best player from Zambia this year, Kelvin Fikotinkandu, taking on Jeremiah Naido. Alright, I've been corrected that the next game that is coming live on the platform is Caesar Chandiga versus Nicole of Zambia. The other good news is that Caesar has off the table. He has done it. Five for Ibra and 8 for Ginte. In a race to 9, Ibra now needs to win 4 straight. I have to confess to you that I don't see it coming, but I cannot say that it is not possible. I have ever seen him win 4 straight, and not so long ago, and he did so against Jerry. $1,000 at stake. He needed to win the last 4. He was down 17-20. He won the last 4 in very unexpected fashion to lead off celebrations at Roxbury in Uganda, heading the trilogy to the last decider, which he also won. Actually, the other thing I want to tell you, he had made up his mind not to participate in this competition. Yes, Zambia is not his favorite African country to come and be, but after winning against Jerry that trilogy, he just got happy and the entire mood changed, and here we are. He did travel with Ethiopian Airways on Tuesday. And reached in the evening that night. And after that miss from Ibra, Ginte takes the easy pickings, gets to port a ball, gets to be the guy on table, the guy with a chance to win this match by winning this frame. He needs only 1. For now, he's played the shot like Ginte very seldom does, by the way. So close, a foul. That would most certainly kick Ibra out of this competition, because Ginte would, like I like to say, most certainly make a clearance of his frame, of the frame. 8-5 is the position where we are at. Billiards Cafe Zambia is the venue. A repeat of last year's final in the second round is the situation. On now, 6 yellows after potting the first of this frame, he has to be cautious of that yellow which is so near. Ginte's blue near the corner pocket now on the right of your screen. Top right. Very critical situation. He must play it perfect. If he does, you just get a feeling that he could be home and dry for a 6th. And I want to think that now this is the position of the white ball. He's getting himself for exactly that same shot. Try to put that yellow ball to the corner pocket on the top right. White ball bouncing off the cushion with big right spin on it now. And then opening up that pocket, which he does. But unfortunately, in the same shot, he opens up more of the blue while he flees the yellow. Improves the situation just a little bit. but not as good, most especially under the circumstances where his opponent needs to win only one. And when you are Ibra and you need to win 4 out of 4. Critical, difficult. Whatever he's contemplating here, I'm not so certain of whatever he was intending, but by backspinning that white ball to the position where he is, I think he believes he can put that yellow to the center pocket of Ginte's blue, as long as there is some passage of that yellow ball. From my camera angle, I don't know really if there is. In a direct shot he cannot put. Now this is the best camera angle. You can see that the shot is a realistic prospect. That is the beauty of the ATA camera crew. You can clearly see that shot is possible, but the shooter must be on target. But this guy has such good game reading. It's a situation I wasn't even thinking about in any kind of way. I played the white ball perfect. It is not a simple shot, he knows. That's why even a player as good as he knows that it won't come off easy. Seems to have made up his mind, to have changed it, not to go for the risk, but play the safest available option. And you wouldn't fault him for that, because if anything goes wrong in one shot, not only does he lose the frame, he also loses the match. Coming live next, Nkole Matanga, former African champion, by the way, from Zambia. I think the year was 2015. Taking on Caesar Chandiga, live on the same platform. So those of you who are watching in Zambia, you just know that the Ugandans have married you, not on the pool table, but in real marriage. That is why you see that Caesar has come late. Yes, things are starting to become official. I don't want to do a lot of what in my mother tongue we call Lugambo, but media men like doing Lugambo, like Roma Momungaringoso. Zambia-Uganda collaboration off the table and in marriage. I didn't say that Caesar will not be happy with me. But what I know that Ibrahim now needs to put 2 yellows and a black to make it 6 for himself to try and put Ginte under pressure. But irrespective of whether or not he does it, Ginte will still have the upper hand. He needs just 1. And you just get a feeling that in whichever way it may come, that chance for him to make a clearance will come, and which he will not be knowing, as much as we all know that he is more than capable of making 1 clearance, which will take him to the round of last 16 with 2 lives intact. Ibrahim misses. As Ginte finally got the opportunity, he'll be mindful of that blue ball which is touching the black ball near the center pocket now on the right, as he continues in queue action. Will he in this shot open up the black and the blue ball, which he does, but misses the pot. Advantage. I like how he manipulates his small body. Even the white ball is so distant from his intended object balls. Look at that. Supposed to be a small guy. He did all it took by stretching his body to full strength and stretching the white ball to full spin with a direct shot on the black ball, which he can even put with his eyes closed. IBRA SEJJEMBA 6, STANFORD GRIEVEN 8, in a race to 9 for a place in the second life. In the first life, with 2 lives intact.
the main. I know we can't.
We can't play with
Let's that's what I was telling you. We cannot have two streams at the same time. We can't. It's so hard. We should live by completely. At least we are fighting against this way. Okay.
It's okay.
So let's not upload, add things. The moment you add things, people will look at it. It's so smooth. Once again, this stream is so smooth. Once again, the cameras have the problem. They don't have it. Forget. But the moment
Definition and first game and the first official.
we can't even. They are all yours. We can intervene. We can see what's up. But they tell you know what to do, right? We can talk about this is the then it comes back here.
Because the other option would be to show we can change them so we go another time.
Because I'm not changing anything.
Yeah, you can't change them.
The only way I can get that right is that come. Yeah. This is recording from this. So this is from this. Like, one camera is there, the other has it everywhere. The second, and it's one screen. Yes, like this.
When we need to give them everything. It's at our place.
Let first Peter.
And welcome back, dear viewers. Supporters of IBRA supporting of Ginte, Ugandans, Malawians, neutral supporters from Zimbabwe, Zambia. For you, you are not neutral. I know you're supporting Ginte. And then viewers from neighboring countries with Uganda, probably Kenyans, Sudanese, Tanzanians are supporting IBRA. East Africa versus SADC region, Uganda versus Malawi, Ginte versus IBRA. A final in last year's event, being for IBRA's perspective the first round in the next event, and that Ginte is now upon 2 blues, which I am sure he will be porting to the corner pocket, which he does. Good fight ball for the next blue to the center pocket, which I am so sure he cannot miss, most especially which is his chance to take down IBRA for the second time out of 2. That is the beauty of the shot. He will need the pot of the black. He's looking at it, making that Cristiano Ronaldo swag. Nonetheless, it is Ginte versus the black. I don't think he can miss, not with this kind of opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second time out of 2, the same Malawian against the same Ugandan. First time being the final, second time being the second round of 2 consecutive tournaments. Stanford GRIEVEN Ginte of Malawi conquers the Ugandan in Ibrahim SEJJEMBA. Final score, Ginte 9, IBRA 6. See you shortly.